Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast between Loner and Ace here on Scrap Station. Here we have Ace spawning as the red Protoss player on what I'll call the 3 o'clock position. Meanwhile, we have Loner spawning over here at the 12 o'clock position, and this should be a pretty interesting matchup. Game 1 in the Zelnaga Caverns, Loner just taking his time, building up a really decent sized army, and simply able to just overrun Ace. Ace at the end sitting on 2,000 minerals, and I think that was really the problem. He wasn't keeping up on top of his macro, not constantly warping in more and more zealots. Back over here, we now see Ace throwing down a pylon, and then we'll be able to, we'll start doing a very early scout, so that pylon now moving, or that probe now moving out, we'll be able to get some early scouting off as Loner throws down a supply depot down over here. Now, on this map, I do suspect to see some sort of airplay at some point, just because the flying distance between these two locations is very small. Banshees, Phoenixes, Void Rays are all in the realm of possibility as some sort of harassment mechanism. Void Rays also will be able to start charging up on these destructible rocks and then come into this position here, perhaps to deal some damage. A fully charged Void Ray does a lot of damage. I believe it's somewhere in the realm of 40 damage per second, which is almost like at least twice, if almost 3 times the strength. And in comes a probe trying to deal some damage towards this SCV over here. However, you know what, let me just turn on the hit point bar, and as some of you guys have been asking for this, actually let me know if you like to see the hit points currently always on or off and on. Sometimes I feel like the hit point bars get in the way, but it also does give you additional insight into what's happening in the game. Back over here, SCV now gonna go ahead and come up, run straight into this base. We'll see the assimilator now being warped in. So with that assimilator being warped in, it should be quite obvious that he's going for a cybernetics core second, as opposed to going any sort of 2-gate opening. Back over here, this probe continuing to just try to harass this SCV. SCV now down to 15 hit points, and now down to 10 hit points. May get taken down over here, as now a Marine's going to be joining in. Probe trying to go after this, and will he be able to get off a quick kill? Will that probe get a quick kill? No, not quite sure. No, does not get the kill, and almost get killed himself. That Marine will be popping on in just a moment. However, that probe will be able to get out of there. Back out in here, we do see the cybernetics core now being warped in as an SCV, still holding those minerals, gaining as much sight and information into this base as possible. Out comes one Marine, and now that Marine is currently in position as this probe may try to do some, no, not going to throw down some sort of proxy pylon just quite yet. We do see the assimilator currently gathering as many resources as possible, and now we have a reactor being thrown down. So Loner now going for Marines, will throwing down a second barracks, probably will get that tech lab, and this is a pretty similar build to what he used earlier. We do see a stalker now being chrono boosted along with that warp gate research. And I still don't quite understand the reasoning for chrono boosting the stalker. The stalker being chrono boosted earlier is usually there to deal some sort of damage to any sort of Reaper harassment, but he saw earlier that there was no tech lab, so he really didn't need to chrono boost the stalker. The chrono boosting the stalker only makes sense if you continue to just constantly spam up more and more units. I think it might have been better if he actually tried to chrono boost more probes and try to get full saturation. Only mining from one assimilator so far. He pulled off probes from this side, so he's no longer mining off of 2 gas, only 1. Back over here, this probe down to 5 hit points as a stalker now coming alongside this probe. That probe will be taken down very easily. However, we have 3 Marines currently researching the stim pack upgrade and training up Marines and Marauders as well. So this probe may get shot down. Marines now coming over to try to make sure that there is no sort of pylon play. No, now trying to take down these rocks. These rocks will be there for quite some time. Marines not a very good source of damage against these destructible rocks that have an armor of 3. However, a probe now dropping a proxy pylon onto this ledge right here will be able to warp in units onto this low ground. Back over here, we do see 2 stalkers, and now we see a 4-gate push in the works. So that 4-gate push coming in the works as we now see more and more gateways coming in out as well. However, these Marines and Marauders are going to start dealing damage toward those rocks. It looks like this Marauder doesn't know quite where he's shooting. He should be shooting at this, but not finally shooting at the edges of the rocks. Back over here, we now see 2 stalkers moving in, and now a 3rd stalker being warped in as well. However, stalkers against Marines and Marauders not going to be all too efficient. Those Marauders are able to deal a lot of damage towards those stalkers, and the Marines are also able to take a lot of damage from those stalkers as well. More units now continue to be warped in as well. I would assume that it would have been better to go for a sentry zealot push, as these Marauders are going to quickly shoot down this unit over here and now try to finish off the rest of these units. So one Marauder able to get finished off, and now trying to pull back, able to take down another Marauder there. So 2 Marauders have been taken down. Marines are going to quickly get torn apart there. So 1 Marine now torn torn apart. Another Marine getting shot down as more units now being warped in. So very, very nicely done. 2 proxy pylons as these units now try to continue to push. Will it be able to take down this this bunker over here? SCVs coming off the mineral line. Marauders over here need to try to get sight onto this high ground. This bunker already down to 253 hit points, as those Marines will be able to jump inside and get in a range of 6. So that is absolutely important. Loner now in the position trying to play a little bit more defensively. However, we should probably see Ace try to throw down some sort of a nexus right now in order to try to contain his opponent. Instead, going for zealots and sentries. So he warped in a lot of units here, and that means that he's really obligated to go into this fight. However, Loner is in such a strong defensive position. I do not think that this army will be able to break this, and I think that's going to just be a missed opportunity for Ace. Ace had the chance to get the economic lead much earlier. Now he'll be delayed on this nexus by about another 40 seconds or so, or 30 seconds or so, as he waits for that 400 minerals. Back over here, we still see sentries, stalkers, and zealots ready, and finally getting the nexus over here. So we'll see if Ace will be able to get a strong enough economy to take down some of these units. Back over here, SCV now pulling back away, 35 hit points over 45. 2 bunkers full of Marines. SCVs now perhaps going to try to push out. We do also have a siege tank. Siege tank also getting that siege check as well. So SCVs trying to come in position, trying to make sure that those zealots are not able to get within that 0 range. However, there are a decent amount of sentries. Those sentries should be able to throw down force fields enough to stop any sort of repairing, and also push back those Marines and those Marauders. Back over here, we do see more units. Why the sentry is being warped over here, not 100% sure, as it's now gathering more and more energy. Back over here, Nexus now nearing completion, as this 4-gate also getting the robotics facility. Robotics facility most likely for an early observer to gain sight and be able to shoot onto this high ground. These pylons will quickly be destroyed once again. So Ace going to take a little bit of a food loss in just a moment, as that robotics facility will be finishing warping in just a moment as well. Back over here, SCV not activating that Naga watchtower, going to get quickly killed right there by stalkers and sentries. Excuse me. Zealots back over here. We do have a pylon, and now Marines, Marauders, and siege tanks gonna move over here to try to take down these destructible rocks, and this will close the walking distance between these 2 sides. And yeah, we do not see anything. Oh, he does see that there is a little bit of damage being dealt to these destructible rocks. However, no units trying to get within range now. We do see a couple sentries, so the sentries may be able to block off and try to split off this army. Will it be enough? Trying to split up that army a little bit more. He's also throwing in a guardian shield. 1 siege tank, however, with a range of 13, going to be able to blast away at these units. So Zealots now not enough force fields in order to really do anything about this. Down goes another sentry. So Marines and Marauders just moving and attacking, able to deal so much damage. Stalkers trying to fight back, but Stalkers not a good combination in this matchup, not able to deal damage fast enough to those Marines. Marauders just taking apart those Stalkers and siege tanks as well. So siege tanks now will be able to come into this position over here, and yeah, the economic advantage for Ace will quickly fall. Back over here, you now see siege tanks trying to guard this ramp over here, making sure that any units that try to come will take a fair amount of damage, and now trying to move in, taking down this nexus over here. All these probes will get torn apart or taken down as well, destroyed. However, no reinforcement coming in from Ace. Ace should be able to come in here. There's only 2 siege tanks on this low ground, and now this nexus has been taken down, so there goes that economic advantage. We do see 1 observer here. Siege tanks now out of siege mode, so now is the time to attack. 1 Marine gonna get killed there, as these units now gonna once again siege up and try to act and try to just walk slowly into the base of Ace. However, these siege tanks deciding to pull back, not 100% sure why. If he's deciding to do that, Loner should really consider taking up an expansion of his own. Back over here, we do see a quick scanner sweep, trying and now shooting that observer out of the sky. The observer out of the sky, meaning that Ace is now fighting a little bit more in the dark. Another immortal being trained up, so we have 4-gate with another immortal as well. But there's so much infantry that we almost need to see Colossus. Colossus would be a really strong addition to this army. I do not see any starport with Vikings just quite yet. Back over here, a lot of probes now just getting killed here as these Marines using that attack move ability and able to just deal a lot of damage and take down a lot of these probes. A siege tank was now able to finish off the rest of those probes. So now you're going to see that Ace is significantly behind economically. 26 harvesters versus 30. And now we should also see Loner starting to be able to do more and more scanner sweeps. Back over here, siege tank just holding holding Ace into this position here. Guardian Shield trying to absorb a lot of that damage. Marines only dealing 4 damage per shot, so that's going to be pretty effective. But these siege tanks are focusing and able to destroy those sentries so quickly. The sentries have been taken down once again as these units continue to fight. Marauders with that concussive shell slowing down these stalkers as both sides dealing so much more damage. Medevacs not even being used. So going for MM with siege tanks, not even bothering with medevacs, and able to deal so much damage, and Ace is now forced to say GG once again. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed this 1v1 replay between Ace and Loner here on Scrap Station. A quick recap. Loner just played it really safe. I think Ace's opportunity to attack was earlier on here when there was only one bunker. Try to get those force fields in. As soon as those units retreated, get that force field down, make sure that they can't engage here, take down this bunker, and then run around this left side and take down some of these key buildings over here. The reinforcement that would have to come back around, try to fight in this mineral patch over here, which is fairly more difficult as those units get choked up, and these supply depots would have been destroyed, causing a lot of supply locking issues for Loner. Once again, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed this 1v1 replay here between Ace and Loner here on Scrap Station. I thought this was a 2-part replay because, yeah, for some reason, the game's still going even though there's no one in it. Yeah, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. I guess this is just to hide the amount of time that's currently in a game.